Boopity beep beep boop boop ba doopy doopy boopity beep beep boo. This is a test to see if I know how to run the stupid program. Maybe it's not stupid, maybe it's me. I don't know. Oh, it's still going. All right. Hello. This is Jimmy B. Riggin. It's not my real name, but I'm not about to give you hoseheads my actual name because there's some psychopaths out there. There's some people out there that, maybe they want to steal my identity, and then there's going to be you know, some Mexican out there named whatever my white person name is. Could be John, could be Eric. So there's going to be some chola out on the job named Eric. It's not my name either, morons. Anyway, so welcome to the debut of my first podcast. It's not actually my first podcast. I did one last night and it was boring as balls. So I decided to retry my stories and whatever else. And here we are. So let me get started with just a little story of how I got launched and how my depression kicked me right into this. So I'm kind of a depressed guy, right? I mean, most of us are. We look at our screens all day. We are looking for some sort of connection and whatever else, but we keep looking at our screens. Let's face it, it's freaking entertaining as balls. I do that at least. My wife gets after me, and she's smarter than I am, but I still look. There's some funny stuff there, on Instagram. There's some funny freaking memes, man. That's all right. It's whatever. So I think one of the biggest reasons I'm depressed is I have kind of I look around, and I'm sure all of you may feel this way. You look around, and you see all these people there, in this world of entrepreneurs and, people going to college, and then you see all these inspirational videos of, this person helped this homeless man by, giving him pizza or whatever the thing is, and then the homeless man gave some pizza to other people or whatever the freaking thing is. So I just feel like a giant piece of junk, but I know I'm not. I think, at least. I try to be good. I try to be nice. So, but I got this depression thing going on. Anxiety as well. I'm sure all of you can relate. But so what I do to kind of supplement that, before I go to work and whatever else, the gym, which I haven't been to in a while, another reason why I'm depressed. Go to the gym, people. Get some exercise. It's good for you. Get your endorphins going. But if you're not doing that because you're watching Instagram videos or whatever, I don't know what to do for you. Anyway, so see all these inspirational videos, but I listen to. You just type into YouTube or whatever. I only use YouTube because I don't know what the other ones are because I don't care. Very simple guy. So excuse me, I'm burping. I'm eating nachos over here. That's terrible for my first podcast. I'm disgusting. Hello. So I just type into YouTube, motivation or whatever. I actually made myself a little playlist. One of them had, Kevin Spacey talking about some stuff. I kind of regret that now, given what's come to light about him. But, he's got some good stuff to say in there. And then there's one, and in that same clip, it's got Steve Jobs talking. It's got Muhammad Ali. It's got all these big people. And then there's another video on that playlist that's Greg Plitt, who, if you don't know him, he was a fitness man, bodybuilder. I guess he wasn't a bodybuilder. He was a fitness guy. Fitness guru. He was on the cover of like a gajillion magazines. I think his body was the body of the blue guy from The Watchmen. Don't quote me on that. I mean, you can if you want. Maybe you sound like you know things, but I don't know if that's for certain. I may have just heard that somewhere. Anyway, so my life's kind of boring. Excuse me, or don't excuse me. Whatever. It's just my body. I feel it's kind of boring, and I think that's why I'm depressed. Because I see all these people that seem successful, in their own right. They're at the very least, they seem happy with what they're doing, you know. And I'm just over here. I just quit my other job because my bosses were freaking, you know, I used to drink and smoke and whatever else, and my bosses, man, my supervisor was smoking weed in the warehouse and drinking and stuff, and I wasn't cool with that. I guess you could call me a narc or whatever, but I don't, I don't want to be tempted with that stuff anymore because I'd rather not be an alcoholic. It kind of sucks. It's kind of a shitty lifestyle. So I told HR and was just like, hey, also, all the guys in the warehouse freaking hate this dude, not just because of how he manages, but he's just a prick. He treats everybody like crap. I mean, this is just a self-righteous, pretentious, yeah, just this the typical liberal asshole who thinks he deserves everything. Don't get me wrong, he works hard in some areas, but he's just a pretentious bastard. Man, pardon my French, but not sorry, that's who he is. Anyway, but they didn't fire him. They didn't do anything about it. They just wrote him up. Granted, he tempted us to the point to where we all drank in the warehouse and we all smoked. So maybe that's why, because it was a small company and they didn't want to. I'm getting into way too much detail here. Doesn't matter. So I quit that job. I was making pretty decent money because I was a manager. And then, whatever else. So I quit that job to get away from that stupid atmosphere. And I decided, I was like, man, I'm going to be an electrician. It's a solid career. You can make up, you can make up to, 90 grand a year if you work hard, and, you come home and you feel like a man because people ask you what you do and you say, I'm an electrician, and that's a respected profession, and I was like, I'm going to do that. And my dad was the general contractor. He was the project manager for a general contracting company. And so he knew some people that were good people, and he hooked me up with a company, and they got me an interview, and they offered me just a laborer position, which was just $12 an hour, and I might have been able to start an apprenticeship in like 8 months, maybe, if the spot opened up. And I just wasn't passionate enough to be a grunt. I've done grunt work before. I've done construction as a laborer before, and it freaking blows. It's the worst. But if that's what you want to do, those are the steps you got to take, and I'm not passionate enough about those, wires and stuff to maybe take those steps. Maybe I will in the future. We'll find out. I'll talk to you about it then when that happens. But in the meantime, I'm feeling depressed, and I listen to these podcasts, and not these podcasts, these videos, these motivational videos, and they just yell at you. They get you excited, and they yell at you so much, and they get you so pumped, and whatever else. It's like they get you pumped to go to the gym, and you're I'm really ready. I'm excited to go to the gym. And they get you so pumped that you're so worked up that you feel like you already worked out, and so you don't end up going to the gym. That's at least in my experience. But it's still good because, most people are ornery in the morning, and I am at least. So I just pop that playlist in, and while I'm in the shower, and I just listen to Greg Plitt yell at me, for 10 minutes or whatever, and then whoever else, Kobe Bryant, talk about different things. And they got a lot of really good quotes. They got a lot of good stuff to say. But I started trying to apply this stuff in my own life. And, in my own life, what I was doing for a living was making freaking boxes. And I made them as best as I could. I was the fastest one there, But, man, it just wasn't going anywhere. I tried to start my own business with this and that and the other, and I just wasn't passionate about it. But that is my problem with these freaking. Here's my beef. I do have beef with these motivational speakers and whatever else. And my beef is that, you know, I started from the bottom, now I'm here type of crap, And here's how it goes. Either one, they're like Gary Vee or Steve Jobs or, you name it. Where Gary Vee, he worked his butt off and he turned his parents' wine business into something huge. But he started from a place that was much higher, or at least a place where I would have loved to have started from, where I would love to be. His parents had a wine business, and he had an in with it. I don't have that. I got an in with my father's company, with my dad's connections, but that was only a $12 an hour job. Everything I've had to get myself, which is, that's typical. That's how it goes. But, I just feel like, so let's take Steve Jobs, for instance. He's like, I didn't have to go to college. And everybody says, oh, Steve Jobs, didn't have to go to college, blah, blah, blah. But he did. Steve Jobs did go to college. He went to college for, some time. And that's what got him where he's going. Granted, he was a genius, and so he didn't necessarily have to be there. College, it was just in his speech or whatever, that was just a stepping stone. But there are other motivational speakers out there that talk about that. Oh man, I was in college, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just about to finish up med school, and I didn't feel like I was doing what I wanted. So I'm just sitting here thinking, you did med school. That means that you can put that on a freaking resume if you want a different job. I don't have that. And the reason being is because I hate school. That's my fault. But they all these people say you don't have to go to school. You don't have to. But in order to get a job, at all, you're going to need some schooling, or at least something on your resume that looks cool. Or something like that. So there's that side of the coin with these motivational speakers, is I feel like they're already starting from a place that I would even love to be. Jocko Willink. He's just a freaking beast, right? Navy SEAL. He's got some awesome stuff to say. Grind every day is one of his big things. Same with Gary Vee. But, he was a Navy SEAL. That's one of the most prestigious outfits in the military, in the armed forces. That's not an easy place to get to, and he was the type of person that was able to get into that. And so he started from a place that's freaking way above me. And then let's look at the other side of the coin. The other side of the coin are the rags to riches, the people that started from nothing. And I see them all over the Facebook and whatever else. Like, let's look at Oprah Winfrey, who was, raped at the age of 13 or had a baby at the age of 13, single mother, and then the baby died or whatever the story is. And then all these other people who just have these horrible, horrible childhoods. And then they use that to become, they take that drive and that anger and whatever frustration, and they become the most powerful and successful people in the world, right? That didn't happen to me. We all have our struggles, but I didn't have anything like that. My parents raised me well. They had their issues. All parents do. But they raised me well, and they taught me good values and all this crap. So I didn't have that drive. I'm not saying I want to have all these freaking crappy trials and tribulations and whatever else. I'm not saying I want that. But my point is that they had that drive, and they're telling us that you can do it. You can do it. It was like, well, you're a different kind of human being. Those people are, at least, the Jocko Willinks. But I do agree with all of them that if you put your heart and soul into whatever it is that you do, that you can get wherever you want. And the reason I believe that, or because I believe that, it's got me kind of depressed, because I've been trying to apply it in all the wrong areas. I work my butt off wherever I am, but then I just get exhausted because I hate whatever it is that I'm doing. So anyway, I didn't take the electrician job. And I just, I decided to take this other job because I guess you can call me lazy or whatever, but it was the same pay, and I just get to sit. I just get to sit and encapsulate pills for supplements, and then watch Mexican ladies put those pills in pill bottles and whatever else. Don't call me racist. They're just those dang Mexican ladies are so fast and so good at their job. It's a compliment. They're so good at it. They're quick. They're precise, and I love being around them, except for the mariachi music. That stuff drives me nuts. Sitting in the break room, and I'm just trying to have some peace and quiet, and there's a yeah da 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 da. I can't stand that, but they're the most friendly people in the world. So anyway, I took this other job, and I was excited about it. Me and my wife prayed about it. I'm sorry, I'm religious. If that offends you, I don't really care. But, we felt it was the right thing to do. And I went to my job, and I came home, and, I was kind of hungry. Maybe that played into it, but I was just still feeling depressed. And, with depression, with people who are chronically depressed, sometimes there's no reason for it. Sometimes there's nothing behind it. You just feel that way. And that's kind of how I was feeling. And I was just being a whiny baby, or at least sulking. And, I was bringing the mood down to my wife and everything. And I just, yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm just complaining at this point. But my cousin, so because I listened to these, I'm all over the place. I'm sorry, guys. Bear with me if you could. So I love the motivational speaking stuff because it does give me pumped, and they have lots of good things to say, but I was just applying them in the wrong areas. I'm not a salesman, so that's not my craft. I'm not an electrician, so that's not my craft. I essentially have a dead end job where I just am encapsulating pills, or at my last job, I'm just folding boxes. Little side story. The reason I call myself Jimmy B. Riggins is because at my last job, all I did was fold boxes, and the weight kind of fell on me to fold boxes, even though I was the manager. We had to do about 1,000 to 2,500 boxes of these little mailer boxes a day, and my hands were getting tired. So I love Jimmy rigging things. So and we didn't have any tape in the warehouse, and we labeled the pill bottles ourselves. And so I took some PVC pipe and crap that I found around the warehouse, and the labels, and I Jimmy rigged a little box making contraption that folded the boxes for me. That's just a little side story. I love doing things like that. I always have since I was a little kid. I made myself a little laundry chute from my bunk bed all the way down to the laundry room when I was a kid. Okay, that's a lie. It didn't go all the way down to the laundry chute. It just went to a basket on the floor. But to me, it was pretty freaking sweet. And then here's another one. Me and my brother used to always fight about when we shared a room, we used to always fight about who had to turn off the light, And I'd always just be like, well, I could sleep with the light on, so screw you. But the loving brother that I am, I once again Jimmy rigged a little contraption. I took some yarn and some rubber band. I tied the rubber band to the end of the yarn, and then I did that twice, and I tied that onto the light switch. Back when light switches weren't just these buttons on the wall, when there was an actual switch. I'm sure there are some still now. I'm looking at some in my house right now. But, if you're rich and you have a nice house or whatever, and you have those light switches, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I would attach it to that, and then I would string it up over the top of something, and then I would take another string and string it over the bottom of something, so that from our beds, we could flip the switch on and off. Just this stupid little thing. I actually tried to invent that and make it into a thing, but then I looked it up and somebody else already made it. And there's competition out there, and I'm not necessarily going to try to manufacture anything. I'm not the most crafty person in the world, precision-wise. I'm very crafty other than that. So there's a little side story about my name. So anyway, my cousin, he likes these motivational videos as well, and he turned me on to one. And I'm like, yeah, I need some new ones. I'm getting kind of the bored of my playlist. So I'm listening to it, and it's got some Greg Plitt, and it's got some Les Brown, and it's got Jocko Willink, and it's got all these different things. And I think one of them was Steve Harvey. And what Steve Harvey said in it, I'm not quoting it directly. I'm just giving you a paraphrase or what I remember. Maybe I could look it up real quick and play it. I'm not going to do that. I'm too lazy. What he said was, your... Oh, hold on. Freaking A. What the freak did he say? What you do that you're good at, that you're excellent at, what do you do best with the least amount of effort? That's your gift. And I've always felt like, I've had some sort of gift. Everybody does. Everybody has these special things about them. All people do. But, I just have felt like I'm just a little bit above average in all these areas. But, I just was like, man, that sounds cool. So maybe I should try to figure that out. And in all these motivational videos, they're always talking about, find your passion and then run with it. And I watched a video with Mike Rowe on Prager University, and Mike Rowe talks about, how that can be bad if you're saying, find your passion, because it's not necessarily the greatest thing in the world. Your passion may not be what gets you a job. Maybe it should be a hobby that helps you, cope with regular day life. But what he says is bring your passion with you. But anyway, I digress, or I guess trying to say digress. Everybody says that, and that makes them sound smart, or at least they're trying to sound smart. So I'm going to say it so I sound smart. But anyway, so, frick, where was I? So I hear this video, and Steve Harvey says that, and I'm wanting to find out, what my gift is, and if that gift is profitable, because if it is, then holy crap, I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people that found their passion and can make money from it and can make a living off of it. That's priceless, So, my wife hates these I mean, she doesn't hate them, but she doesn't really like them because they're always yelling at you. They're always giving... I say yelling at you because they're just really intense sounding, and she's a sweetheart. She's just quiet as a mouse, and she's very, respectful, and she doesn't want to step on anybody's toes or anything. So she doesn't necessarily like those. She likes the quiet, nice ones, and the one where they say the videos where they save the puppy and everything is all happy and good and whatever else. But I'm feeling depressed, and I'm just trying to get out of this stupid depression slump. And so I come downstairs, and well, sorry I got cut off there. I'm using GarageBand because I'm ghetto. Anyway, where was I? I had an idea to come down and oh jeez, that really freaking threw me off. Stupid GarageBand, whatever. Thank you for being free. Thank you. So I'm feeling depressed. Let me recap. Just whatever. I'm feeling depressed, and listen to this video. And Steve Harvey, I think that's who it is, says, whatever you do with the least amount of effort that you're very good at is your gift. So take your gift and run with it, or something like that. So I thought maybe it'd be a good idea to find out what that was, and maybe I could profit from it. So I came downstairs to my wife. I'll call her, what do I call her? Whatever, I'll call her my freaking wife, my sweetheart, my lady. She's my sweetheart. You guys don't care. Anyway, so I came down to her and I was like, hey, I know you don't like these videos, but I feel like garbage balls right now, so I need you to pay attention. I just need some outside perspective. Just to, maybe feel like there's an inkling of hope of not feeling like this depressed anymore because I got a stupid $12 an hour job and I don't really have much of a future because I'm not trying to go to school because I hate school, man. It's not for boys. You're restless. I was terrible in school. I did very well sometimes, but it was depending on the teacher. Some teachers let me be rowdy, and I still got good grades because I was able to pay attention, and they catered to me. Other teachers were just like, sit down and read a packet and be quiet. And that's not me. I enjoy talking. I enjoy connecting with people. I enjoy lectures. I like to get online and look at lectures from whatever college professors. I freaking love, my wife hates all these political things going on, but I love listening to them. A lot of people just like to be angry at each other. There's the red versus blue, Republican versus Democrat. I hate you, you hate me because of this, because of that, and I hate that as well. I think we're all just human beings, just trying to get by, just trying to work. But I do believe that there are valid points on both sides, but I love listening to it. I love hearing what's going on. And sometimes I'd like to be involved in the political discussion, but, nobody knows me, and I don't have much of a voice, or I don't research anything, so I don't know anything. So I end up just talking to my dad and my, other people that enjoy talking about these things with me. But so anyway, I come to my woman and I say, hey, just listen to this video. I don't know when the Steve Harvey thing comes up, but just pay attention. And when it comes up, I'll tell you to listen, and I want you to give me what you think, my gift might be. I didn't say that, but because I wanted her to hear it. So I played the clip and I paused it and I said, what do you think? What would you say is my gift? What do I do effortlessly that I'm pretty good at? And she was just kind of like, well, you're good with people, and yeah, and you're pretty intelligent, and you retain information really well, and and I wasn't happy with that. I was like, but the way the direction she was going was actually kind of making me feel a little bit better, because when people give you compliments, it makes you feel good, even if they're wrong. I don't think I'm that intelligent. I'm not stupid, but I don't think I'm very intelligent. I know plenty of people that are way more intelligent than I am and retain information in a better way. But anyway, so so I was probing her. I said, come on, you can do better than that. You're making me feel good right now, but I know you got something more in there. And she said, you have the gift of gab. And we started to talk about that a little bit, and I said, you know what, I do. Not like I'm entertaining to talk to or whatever. Right now, you guys might be bored out of your mind, or your balls, or your whatever. You might be bored, but I do connect well with people. So if you combine the two things that she said, I'm good with people and I have the gift of gab. I don't think it's either one of those. What I think is that I can effortlessly, I can't even say the word, effortlessly, I can effortlessly make a connection with the human being. I love it more than anything. I love getting closer to somebody because of a conversation or, something that happened. I really enjoy becoming closer to another person and becoming friends with that person on a real level, because, you can always say that you have friends and whatever else, but, you can be friends with everybody as long as you connect with them, as long as they leave with, leave you with a sense of, I trust that guy. And a lot of people do. And I'm not saying that I'm the person that, man, I hate these people. I'm not saying that I'm one of these people. You've probably heard them before. Oh, or you might be one. And if you are, sorry, you're a dingus. But one of the people that say, oh, people, they just tell me things, I'm very trustworthy. People they just like to talk to me, they like to tell me their feelings and whatever else. I can't stand that. Those people just love gossip. That's it. They just like to hear gossip. And so they make it sound like they're, inviting and whatever else. So they have some gossip and whatever else. That's my opinion. Maybe it's not true, but that's what I think about those people. I'm going to put you all in a category. You people. So anyway, with that, the stars aligned and the heavens opened up, and I think I may have found my new hobby. And if this turns into something good, that's great. But if not, I at least got somewhere I can vent, and I hope that there's people out there that this connects with and that people want to listen to. This is 21 Wire, or Wire 21, whatever the freak we came up with. I can't remember. Wire 21 sounds better. I like that. Sounds kind of cool. But that's the name of my podcast, and that's kind of where I'm at. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got for today. Hello to whatever entity is on the receiving end of this audio, and good day, or whatever language you're using now. Maybe you're gonna hear this in the year 3756, and humans don't exist anymore, and whatever else. So yeah, that's that. All right, be safe, you dirty sausages. I love you. I don't really, but if I met you, I might.